Thanks, Riven. Yes, I'm with Howell. Dominate 2-0. The game was a little close at times, but how does it feel walking out of the first week now, at least undefeated again?
I think it was good. I mean, we didn't play a perfect week. We had a lot more mistakes than we expected, but I'm proud that we were able to come back in games. I know we struggled with that last split, especially with like having two Korean players. Our communication's better now to the point where we can actually come back in games. We actually can take good fights when we are behind. So there were some good, but if we can just clean up our early game, I think it will be really strong.
And actually, talk to me a little bit about how that is happening now, because you say last split you guys had trouble coming back in games. What's the main difference within the game, communication-wise, that's allowing you to make comebacks?
I think there's just a lot more trust with our shot calling or like what we want to do. Now when Xpecial and I are making calls or Piglet's making calls, we're all buying into it and we're all like on the same, we're all on board with it. So when we have a situation like they're funneling into us, we know our win conditions, we know that we need to like kite back in that game, and we're able to actually strategically play the game, where before we kind of just like all run into them and die, like no matter what. So yeah, I definitely think that it's just more trust within our team.
And this obviously did put you guys to 2-0. Last split, you guys also started 2-0, and then you ended up having some struggles in the next weeks. So now, knowing you're 2-0 with some performances you're not necessarily that happy with, how do you prepare for the future weeks and not have a fall off?
I think we just try to get better every week. I think we might like scrim some of the like middle tier teams, because I think something that we did is we scrimmed a lot of C9 and TSM, and I don't think that gave us the best diversity in terms of knowing what other people play. We kind of all have our same like meta between TSM, C9, and us, and we don't get to see things like the Aurelia, for example, and just some of the other niche picks that other teams are playing. So I think we just need to diversify our scrim partners, and also just be ready to adapt in-game when they do something that we're not expecting.
Well, thank you very much, Dominic. Congrats on the 2-0 week. That Aurelia was pretty strong as well. Let's send it back to the analyst desk to take us more into the game.
Thank you, Jatton. To that point of the Aurelia being very strong, it wasn't enough to win the game there for Team 8, or at least not in the way that they played the lead that they had built themselves so early on.
Well, first I want to talk about how they got that lead. Because the bottom lane, they shoved up. Calitrolls was in base with home guard. That was a premeditated plan that they were going to go forward. The Nautilus ultimate, the Sejuani ultimate, the Porpoise dive. Very well-coordinated dive. Liquid went back into that, but Cali's still sitting on the fountain with home guard saying, I'm going to wait for this play to happen. And he TPs to the ward just in case they decide to run back up. And then he comes in and picks up those kills. That's how they got that lead, was a like planned out split push kind of like strategy where you TP in and you pick up the kills after your bottom lane had already committed to a dive. They didn't continue that strategy, though. Once he got fed, they're like, let's group and fight, which is the wrong way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And I do want to sort of talk like a little bit more about the Calitrolls Aurelia and sing his praises a bit. I mean, this guy solo killed Quas. Like, Aurelia was one of the most target banned champions of the entire NALCS split back in spring. Like, Calitrolls Aurelia is one of those few target bans you always put out there. And it was weird hearing Dom say, like, we're not used to those weird pocket picks like Aurelia. It's like, dog, everyone in Spring Split knew that. Like, I guess just people forgot or something. So I think we expect to see the Aurelia ban come back in for Calitrolls just as a general trend throughout summer. He's clearly very successful on the champion. But as you were talking about playing around the game properly, I mean, Team 8 just made so many really awkward, boneheaded decisions. And I don't think I can put it all in like, well, when Nien's there, he talks a lot and it's going to get better. Like, they would just like pick fights where Maple's clearing a wave bot lane, a wave that you should clear, and teammates like, yeah, we're just gonna like go 4v5 you mid, like no big deal, like it's the right choice. So
maybe he'll say like, don't fight, don't fight, don't fight.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you shouldn't need that, to be completely fair. But yeah, okay, maybe Nien will help it a little bit. Either way, unfortunately, a lot of really sloppy choices by Team 8 that put Team Liquid back into the game.
Yeah, let's jump into our first replay, which is 30 minutes into the game. Up near that Baron side, this is an example of Team 8 saying, hey, let's fight. We're always happy to take a fight, and it does not work out for them here. Zyrene, I'm going to give this one to you. Let you take it away.
Yeah, the weirdest thing about this is Team 8, they have the lead. They're trying to bait Baron for the few minutes before this happens, and they haven't completely cleared it. Team Liquid gets some sneaky wards in there, and then Team Liquid is like, we have a composition that wants to fight you in choke points. Come to us. Both teams are trying to get the other one to come to them, and Team 8 are the one who make the first mistake, because Dodo goes too far forward trying to get vision off the area, which is a little too far up anyway. That vision is not contesting the area of the Baron and stopping them from like not going into the pit. So the hook comes out for an special. Dodo, he does go for an ultimate, but look at Calitroll's position. He goes off to the left, and right there, the ultimate comes from Nautilus, knocks 3 people up, and the ultimate from Sejuani only hits special. Nobody else is hit by that CC, and it's layered anyway. Calitrolls is not able to take advantage of the Hemoplay because he's off on the left side where you saw him running around. So all this damage is going to come through this as we continue to roll the clip out. You're going to see Quas gets out of that, immediate equalizer to zone off that choke point. Phoenix throws his spells down, and now Calitroll shows up to a fight to try and salvage the situation where his team is already in a huge losing position. Dominate runs at Maple Street in the backline, slows his attack speed, slows him, forces the heal out of him, and just runs back into the fight because late game, if you don't snowball your AD carry, you don't snowball your Aurelia and end the game, this Nunu is going to make them absolutely useless because they're so auto-attack based.
Yeah, you take your most fed champion there, Aurelia, swing them around the outside of that fight. He's not doing damage that entire time. He did pick up the only 2 kills there for Team 8, but they were last hits. All of the damage that was dealt in that fight was from the rest of their more underpowered members.
And what's crazy about that fight, though, is this was still when Team 8 was ahead in this game. EpicSkillshot actually played that fight incredibly well. So, you know, a lot of vision, right? 10 champions running around, particle effects everywhere, and he's like, okay, Aurelia's coming. Toss the hook. Buy some time. She cues in, flay her back out, buy some more time. She still picks up 2, and like, EpicSkillshot's got 12 health, Quas is below half, but of course, enough time was bought. So even those little things like just the mindfulness of EpicSkillshot like helps salvage that situation.
Yeah, and the
she
start
still
of the play
almost
too,
carried the fight.
where he starts it with a hook. He starts it with denying them from getting rid of that vision, and then he just one-man Sejuani tanks the ultimate. Like, EpicSkillshot is definitely a big MVP of that fight.
I was going to say, EpicSkillshot was an MVP of this game, just mechanically as well. We're going to pull up our second replay that we have, which is just a stellar play by him individually here. We replayed it in-game. We're going to do it again. We'll just roll this out right now.
It's just so beautiful to watch, because this, Callie, 1, 2, 3, boom. Backwards flay. Flay originates from the back of the cast. If EpicSkillshot had done that the opposite direction, which is the easier way to do it because your mouse cursor is on the person when you do it that way, he had to put his mouse cursor the opposite direction of Calitroll's, make it start from the back.
After placing a ward, too.
Exactly, to interrupt it. That's absolutely incredible that he's able to do that. I'm pretty sure he was like, all right, let me just sit here, line this up with my spells, and...
Let me get out the protractor and the straight edge. Like, that's the kind of stuff I did in
or
7th
not
grade,
smart
and it took me like 3 minutes to do it right and draw it out. Yeah.
But right there, if he had started the other way, Calitrolls would have finished the TP.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was. There was only one chance, and he had to do it right away, and he aimed incredibly well.
So ultimately, though, 2-0 start for Team Liquid, as mentioned, wasn't probably the toughest schedule of any team, so we'll have to see how the following weeks kind of play out for them. Now, we're going to take a quick break, but keep it tuned right here, because when we return, Team Dignitas will take on Cloud9. The North American LCS continues after this.
But we still have to be careful in the early game to fight when we're strong, fight where we're strong, in the right area and at the right times. We should win.
All right.
Good luck, guys.
Love you. But now they're being pressured quite hard in the mid lane. Phoenix dives right in. They throw Ignite down as well. Slushy will get hit up.
I'm stunned.
I'm coming. Just keep running, keep running.
Keep running.
Do you have stun? Kill. Nice guy.
Nice
job.
Baited, baby. They're on to EpicSkillshot. That's a pretty good engage, but that's a choke point. I'm sure TSM will remember this one. Slushy's getting hit up now. It looks like teammates able to break that choke point.
I'm coming.
Got Graves slowed. Just kill front line, We'll snowball through the fight. We'll kill them all.
Okay, good. I'm on the really flash.
Okay, go mid.
They're going to get Calitrolls going down, one of the big damage dealers. The DPS coming out of Phoenix is almost unstoppable right now. And Team Liquid take down Team 8.